Hi everyone, it's day 6 of the challenge already. Can you believe it? It's gone really, really fast. So let's get straight into it and choose our colours for today, or rather our brand for today first. So today we're going to be colouring with the wonderful Karisma colour. And these pencils are actually the OG Prismacolors. So they've got the same colours, the same kind of formulation as Prismas. Well, I say the same formulation, I think they are slightly more creamy and better than the Prismas. But yeah, anyway, so we're using the Karismas, and then for the colours, we are going to be using, spin 3 times. Oh, okay, so brown, love brown. There's a lot of scope with brown because it depends what types of brown. Are you using a reddish brown, a light brown, a dark brown, a warm brown? Then we've just got green. So I'm really liking that this is so far giving us just standard colours so we can decide. And we've got navy again. So I think navy really, really likes to take part in this challenge. So we've got 3 standard colours that aren't sort of in between colours like, you know, blue, violet, yellow, orange, things like that. So it's going to be interesting to see which tones we can choose from. So I'll just grab my Karisma colours and we'll have a look. Alright, so when it comes to Karisma colours, I do have quite a few. I've got a bit of a collection going on. I'm not sure entirely out of the whole lot how many I've managed to collect, but some of them are super, super rare because they're not made anymore. I think they were discontinued in 2005, something like that. So hard to find, but this is my collection. I've got, I think about 75 in the wooden box. This is just a Derwent wooden box. And then I've got some extras here. These are my little small baby ones. And then I have some more over here in this box. So we've got lots to choose from, and hopefully we'll find some nice colours. So I've put this on top of my paper and now I don't know which colours we need. Right, so we need a brown, a green and a navy. So let's have a look what we've got to play with then. So for the browns, just in the box here, I can see that we have burnt ochre, terracotta, what's this one, sienna brown, burnt umber, Tuscan red. So they are the browns there. I'm sure we'll be able to find some different browns looking through. Oh, that's a copper. So let's just choose from the box, because I think it might be easier than me digging around. And which brown? So I don't really know which brown to choose because I don't know what we're going to choose. So let's just leave that for now. Let's look at green and navy. So I think navy would be the easiest one to just get a colour down. And I reckon the indigo blue is going to be our closest to navy. Let's just have a look. Yeah, that's probably going to be the best we can get, I think. So I'm going to go for that one, the indigo blue. If you've got Prisma colours, you can colour along with this. As I said, they're all the same. There's a couple that aren't featured in Prisma, but not too many. So with that navy, we need to choose a green. Let me just move this box. So we've got some greens up here that hopefully you can see. Now with a navy, what would go quite nicely with that? We can go for any kind of green. So we can go for a dark green, a bluish green. Let's have a look at this one. This is grass green. See how that looks next to it. Oh, that's quite nice. These are both quite rich colours. But if we chose a brown, what would we go with? I think, let's have a look at each brown in turn. So we have the burnt ochre, also got the raw umber, we'll check that one as well. So the burnt ochre is quite warm, it's quite nice. And then the raw umber, let's put these back in, which is a little bit cooler. I don't think that goes too well with the green and the navy. What else do we have? We've got the terracotta, which is very much a reddish brown. That's quite nice, all of those together. I think I still prefer the burnt umber. Let's try the sienna brown, which is also red, or a reddish undertone. Yeah, very, very similar to the, what was the first one, the raw umber. This one's burnt umber. So if I did choose that one, these would all be quite a dark palette. And then we've got the Tuscan red, which is really, really red. So just looking at those, I think it might be nice to have that Tuscan red, you know, because they're all quite strong, bold colours, but they're on the darker side of the palette. So maybe we'll go with that. Let's just see what a different green looks like. See, this is where I'm indecisive. No, I really think that those three might be nice together. Again, I wouldn't have chosen them myself, but we'll do it anyway. So we've got indigo blue, we've got Tuscan red and grass green. So I've chosen this little house down here. It looks a little bit like a church actually, but we're going to go for house. And I think that this will go nicely. We've got green for the trees, and the blue will be quite nice, I think, for the roof of the house, and the Tuscan red for the main body of the house and the tree stumps. So let's give it a go. I'm going to go with the trees first. So finally in this challenge I'm getting to colour some greenery instead of doing other sort of more fantasy colours. So I'm definitely back in my comfort zone when it comes to colouring the trees. So these pencils are beautiful. As I mentioned before, they are the original Prismacolors, how they were made back when they were made in England. So it says it on there, Beryl Karisma made in England, and they've got these beautiful wooden barrels with the chamfered ends. You can see that, and they're gorgeous. So yes, they are much better quality than the Prismacolors that are made. I believe they're made in Mexico now. They don't break, they don't crumble, and yet they are still super soft, very, very bright and vibrant and pigmented. It's a travesty really that they stopped making them. But I'm hoping with the resurgence of lots of adults starting to do more art with colouring books and things like that. I mean, I know it's been a couple of years now since the whole colouring book phenomenon, but I think adults are doing a lot more crafting, colouring and art than they used to. And I'm hoping maybe with that resurgence, we might see certain coloured pencils and art supplies coming back, you know, that used to be made. I think it's like everything, isn't it? It's like houses. They used to be made to last, built to last, and made with quality materials and things. And nowadays, houses are just thrown up like rabbit hutches, aren't they? So I think it's the same with everything. I think a lot more care and pride was taken in the production of materials back then. Now obviously Prismacolor, I think it's Sanford, must have the rights to Prismacolor now rather than Beryl. So I can't see these Karismas coming back, you know, to the fore, but it would be great if they did. As I say, they're very, very difficult to find. There is a stockist on eBay. I say a stockist, it's a personal collection, but they've got a huge collection, and every so often they will put some eBay listings on of sets of sometimes 100, sometimes 70, and some of them will be in the original packaging as well, and they are absolutely wonderful sellers. So I'll be including a link to their shop. I'm not saying they're selling anything right now because they're not, you know, they're not always selling all of the time, but if you put yourself on there for an alert, you'll get a little notification when they do upload some new stuff. But yeah, these Karismas are probably my most prized colouring possession. Just for that reason that they're so rare and they're such good quality. And with them being the same sort of shades as Prisma, the same colour numbers and everything, I'm really used to them, and I know what the colours look like, so they're just perfect for me really. So I've just coloured that tree there. I've not really taken much notice of what I'm doing because I'm waffling too much, but I'm just making it darker, just like I did with the clouds on the Arteza piece. I'm making it darker around the curves and where there are some lines, and then lighter here and there really. There's no pattern to it. So as you can see, there is absolutely zero dust, debris, and the points are holding beautifully. If you ever come across any of these, just snap them up. You know, if they're within your price range, snap them up, because they really are built to last and they're amazing to work with. You can layer them as well. Usually with Prismacolors, when you layer them a lot, you will start to get that waxy, kind of squeaky feel and look. But with these, you don't get that. So they are soft, but they're not crumbly. There we go. Okay, so let's carry on with the trees and go and do those tree trunks. I was going to call them tree stumps. And we've got the Tuscan Red for this, which I think will be perfect. So again, there's no real place that I'm putting these colours, you know, purposefully. I'm just putting the pencil down here and there, leaving certain areas, well, not quite white. But I don't want to solidly colour anything if I can help it. I do like to try and do a little bit of light and dark, even when I'm just using one pencil. So Tuscan Red in the Prismacolor set is notorious for being incredibly crumbly, and it just, you know, you just have to touch it to the paper and you're getting debris everywhere. And as you can see with this Tuscan Red, it's exactly the same shade, but there's just nothing, there's nothing coming away from it. All of the pigment is going straight into the paper. So that's my little promo for Karisma's, or it would be if they were still making them. It's not like I can advertise them anymore, but if they ever did start making them, they should come to me for promotion. Okay, so just adding a little bit more colour here and there. All of these videos are probably pretty much identical to each other, with, you know, the way that I'm colouring, the techniques and things. But hopefully you are enjoying it still. We've got like another 10 to go, so hopefully you are. And I do apologise if I become repetitive. I do notice that I do that a lot. Alright, so for now there are our trees. Let's have a look at the roof of the house then. So I decided to go navy for the main body of the house, didn't I? And then Tuscan Red for the roof. So let's go for the roof with the Tuscan Red, and then we can come in lastly with the blue. So we'll continue with the Tuscan Red. I'm just going to do what I can here. Usually with these kind of roofs, I just like to colour the ends and then colour a little bit on the peak of the roof. And then just very lightly swish the pencil over. So we've got it dark at both ends and then a bit lighter toward the middle. Might do the chimney in navy. Let's just do these little roof slates or roof tiles. I think I might do a line all the way across and then just get them lighter. And then for these ones I'm going to have to do them individually because they're too curved at the top for me to do a line all the way across. So just making them darker where the top tiles overlap. I think that looks okay. And I'll probably do the door in this colour as well. So I guess we'll just do a few stripes of quite hard pressure, just where the wood grain of the door would be, or just to give that impression. And then I'll go over it very, very lightly to fill in the rest. Not too much of a difference there, but it's easier to see probably by my eye than it is through the camera, because I think the camera does try and smooth things. Yeah, that looks like a nice little rough texture. Okay, and then we've got that navy colour, which is actually indigo blue, which is what we'll do the main part of the building with. So I'm going to start and do this small bit here, and it looks to me like that is kind of behind this part, so I'll do a little bit of shade in there and a bit underneath the pitch of the roof, and then I think I'll just colour the rest of it quite lightly. The little chimney as well. I'll just start under the roof here. Like I've said, keep your layers light just while you're placing the initial colour, and then you can deepen it up afterwards. So I'm barely touching the paper at all, just in this first instance. But I think you all know the score by now. This is number 6, so they're all pretty much the same. Just doing a little bit darker under these windowsills. And then just underneath this roof as well. So Karismas are my ultimate favourite pencil, but I'd love to know in the comments what your favourite pencil is. It's so polarizing, isn't it? You know, a lot of people love wax and can't stand oil-based, and then you've got those who are die-hard oil-based fans because they're generally seen as better quality and really cannot get on with wax pencils. I know a lot of people have been trying different art supplies, especially over this lockdown period and this whole COVID thing. We've had more time on our hands and more time to hone the craft and spend more time colouring and things, so I think people have discovered new materials as well, just from sheer boredom of trying new things. So if there's anything also that you've discovered during the past year that you didn't know about and you really love now, or you just wanted to try out, let me know. And also, if you have any ideas for future challenges and little colouring drabble videos like this that's not too long, that I think I'll be able to stick to, then do let me know, because I often have these big grand ideas for colour alongs and then it comes to it and I just severely lack the motivation to actually do it, and I always commit myself to things and then get overwhelmed and end up just not being able to get up off the couch and do it. So little things like this are perfect for me, really. Just takes 20-30 minutes out of the day to do it, and hopefully you all enjoy it. Okay, so I've gradually built up the colour to a smoother consistency. Still got a bit of texture from the paper, but we do have darker areas of shadow and things in certain places. Okay, just going to leave that bit for now and just move on over here to this final section of the house. So again, I'm just keeping it quite dark underneath. I don't know, are these called the eaves? Not really sure. I'll just call them the eaves for now, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Just colour it dark under the eaves of the house, and then a nice light layer all the way down. This here looks like a dungeon grid type thing. So I don't know what that room's for. Even the two eyes are looking a bit scared with that mouth. I think it's a thing where you make a face out of things. I don't know if it's like some neurological thing. But I tend to do that. Got a little bit of dust off this pencil, but nothing compared to the Prismacolors. It'd be all over the place. I don't think there's anything I really want to do with the white gel pen on this one. So I have allowed myself to use that, but I don't think there's anything I need to do on that here. There's nothing I really need to make shine or anything like that. So I'm just adding little bits of colour wherever I think they need putting. Just smoothing out those dark areas so it's a bit more graduated into the lighter parts. I'm quite happy with that. Like I've said across all of these videos, we don't have an awful lot of room to work with to do smooth transitions and great blends and everything, so it's more about just the fun of trying out different pencils and seeing what happens with the colours that are chosen for us. Okay, so we've got a couple of little blinds on the windows that I might just pop a bit of green actually, or should I just stick to the Tuscan Red? So indecisive. Even with the colours chosen for me, I'm indecisive. I'll just pop that in there. So we've got some blinds that match the colours of the house. Now there's not an awful lot I can do with the windows because, well, I just don't have enough colours to try and make a little window gradient, but I'll just put a couple of very light lines over the windows just to give that look of glass, or hopefully give the look of glass anyway. Not really enough room to do anything more detailed there, but hopefully that works. I think it's cute. I never would have picked the green, the navy and the Tuscan Red to go together, but I do think that it's really lent themselves well to this particular illustration, and I've enjoyed doing it. So, oh, there's a little bit of grass down here I almost missed. Got to colour those tiny bits of grass in. There we go. I think that's it. There we go, just finish it off. So yes, I will see you tomorrow on day 7 and see which colours and brands get picked. Thank you for watching.